What's up, traders? Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol TSLA for Tesla Inc., of course. On the left-hand side, we have the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, the 30-minute intraday time frame. First things first, this will, of course, be an update, and it's a stock I watch very closely intraday. I would also point out that I was very wrong about the stock back down here towards 900. I'm not shying away from that, so do with this analysis what you will. The main thing that I'm concerned about based on this chart is not only the distance traveled already, but just simply from a structural standpoint. Let's zoom into the 30-minute. Notice how there's really no structure in here. We have this big shelf of support at this 1160, we'll call it for round number's sake, and that's exactly where we parked ourselves into the afternoon session here. So all things considered, this is quite simply the pivot. Still stay long and be bullish above, that's fine. But if we start to break this down and even start coming down into the low of the day, then that's where you got to be careful, because again, remember that there's really no major structure until we get back down closer to about 1065, okay? And in terms of a stock that's now priced like this, it's just not a move you want to be caught up in. Likely many of us are trading options contracts on this thing. So, a huge delta move like this to the downside is going to hurt if your long calls up around this area and we get the breakdown of the not only this 1159, 1160 pivot, but the low of the day, of course. One thing to add on top of this as well is just simply the fact that, Tesla as a company is not going to change as or if Elon Musk sells his shares, right? It's really not going to change his mindset as a CEO. So don't really think that Tesla's going down the drain just because Elon Musk decides to sell 10% or however much percent of his shares that he owns. Again, whether or not he actually follows through with that is a whole different discussion, but those are my thoughts on Tesla. So I just wanted to point out the risk underneath this 1160, the fact that, again, there's really a void down here. Maybe you be conservative, right, and watch for the low of day break. Obviously, you don't just want to blindly short the thing that's been the most, shown the most strength over the past couple of weeks here, past month, but just be careful, right? So 1160 is basically the reason why I wanted to make this video, and just note that there's a void underneath. There's really no major support until we get down into 1065, about, $100 lower, and, it's quite simply that's that. One thing I would say is to the upside, if we remain in range, this is your target, just the high of day, right? If there's any sort of rebound off of this end of day push from Monday's session, okay? So let's throw that in there. Anything above obviously puts into play the remainder of the gap fill up towards 1212, right? So it's quite simply all eyes on 1160. Wanted to point that out for you guys. If you enjoyed the video or at least appreciated the perspective, let me know in the comments section or by giving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget our main channel is linked in the description, and all of that being said, I wish you a green trading week.